Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my students? I hope you are all well. Are you ready to our lesson today? Today, our lesson, Surah Al-Ma'un. Our lesson steps. As usual, we recite Holy Quran and learn the dua. Recitation of Quranic verses from 1 to 3. Suggest a way to help the orphans. I advise those around me to give charity to the orphans and feeding the poor and the needy. Critical thinking. You can link to the real life. Express your opinion with the reason. At the end of the lesson, our activities time. Let's read the dua. Our dua in Arabic. Allahumma inni as'aluka al-huda wa-tuqa wal-afafa wal-ghina. Oh Allah, I ask you for guidance, piety, dignified, restraint, and freedom from need. Our starter today. Who can tell me who's an orphan? Orphan, he or she is the one whose father or mother died or passed away. Is an orphan should be only a boy? Who's example? Tell me the answer. Your target today to find out the overall meaning of the verses of Surah Al-Ma'un from 1 to 3. About our surah today, how many verses are there in Surah Al-Ma'un? 7 verses. It is number. What's the number of the surah in Holy Quran? 107. Surah Al-Ma'un revealed in Mecca.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
فويل للمصلين
فويل للمصلين
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم يراءون
الذين هم يراءون
ويمنعون الماعون
ويمنعون الماعون
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
فويل للمصلين
فويل للمصلين
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم يراءون
الذين هم يراءون
ويمنعون الماعون
ويمنعون الماعون
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين
فويل للمصلين
فويل للمصلين
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون
الذين هم يراءون
الذين هم يراءون
ويمنعون الماعون
ويمنعون الماعون.
Who can tell me what did you understand from the video? What should you do for the orphans?
To my soul its light guides me each day and night. Never one day I might forget my Quran.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين.
In this surah, Allah speaks to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and says, have you met the one who denies taking account, rewards, punishment, and penalty in the judgment day? This denial is the act of the unbelievers.
فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم.
Another attribute of the unbelievers is the injustice and hurt they do to the orphans. Do you know who the orphan is? He or she is someone who lost one or two parents.
ولا يحض على طعام المسكين.
This verse is about another bad attribute of the unbelievers, where they discourage feeding the poor. Our scholars were not sure of the identity of this person, but to be one of Quraysh unbelievers, that's for sure.
فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون.
Allah the Almighty threatens the hypocrites praying only to show off, and when they are alone, they don't pray. These will suffer after the judgment day, living in a valley in hell. Do you know what hypocrisy is? It's to do something good only for people to say, what a good worshipper. And this act is another attribute of the hypocrite.
ويمنعون الماعون.
This verse is about people who don't pay their zakat or let others benefit of what they have. So we need to learn from these verses the attributes of the unbelievers or the hypocrites in order to avoid them. Let's all prepare ourselves for the judgment day with a lot of good deeds. Let's take care of the orphans and be humble with them. and be generous with the less fortunate of needy and hungry people. To pray only to Allah, not to show off for people to say we are good. If anyone asks for something they need and we have it, we must lend it to them, because that's what great kids do, and be nothing like the hypocrites or the unbelievers.
Oh my holy Quran, living in my heart.
Here, let's read the meaning of the verse number 1. And who can tell me what is the fifth pillars of Iman? Are people of Mecca believed in the pillar and why? Who can tell me here? People of Mecca didn't believe in the day of judgment, truth or false. Think then and conclude. What does an orphan mean? Can you suggest a way to help out orphans? Let's continue the meaning of the verses. Verse number 3. What do you see in the pictures? Analysis and meaning. Let's read the verses and the meaning of the verses. Always
Linked to the
advise those
real
around
life.
me to give a charity
I
to an
advise
orphan
those
and
around
feeding
me
the poor
to give
and the needy.
charity always to the orphans and feeding the poor and the needy. As Prophet Muhammad, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, said, I and the guardian of the orphan will be in the paradise Jannah, like that, indicating his forefinger and middle finger.
This one, the boy, he gives food to the poor so that people say he's generous. What's your opinion about this situation? Let's read and answer. Plenary. At the end of the lesson, our activities time. Thank you, my students. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.